Interested in working in Germany? The German job market might be a bit different from what you are known from your home country. We are telling you all about it with Catherine from our career office. So you made the right decision studying in Germany, but now you're asking yourself, how do I actually get a job in Germany and how is the German job market? I'm here with Catherine from our career office. Nice that you're still with me. And I have a lot of questions regarding the specialty of the German job market.
Yeah.
So are there actually cultural differences I have to be aware of when applying for a job in Germany?
Yes, absolutely. So every country is going to have its own way of doing things. You might find there are some similarities from your home country, but you might also find there are some things that are a bit different. Some of it might sort of be a bit of a culture shock, but it doesn't mean that you can't learn to navigate it smoothly. So here in Germany, there's quite a heavy reliance on things like honesty, reliability, and adherence to sort of rules and regulations. So you might find that Germans can come across a little bit direct at times, particularly when it maybe comes to giving feedback or an opinion on something. This can sometimes be for some of us, so I can say as a British person, for example, that was a bit of a change for me when I first came here. But it's never meant in a sort of a rude way or anything like that. It's just with this idea of rooted honesty of, no, you've asked me a question, this is my opinion. So it might be something a little worth adjusting to. We also have here in Germany two sort of tones or registers that you can take when addressing a person. So for example, in English, we just have you. Everyone is you, nice and simple. Not quite the case in German. So we have Sie, which is more the formal term of address. So you often use this with maybe people you don't know, or someone who's in a position of higher authority. So this is commonly used in the workplace. And then we have the more informal Du form. So you might use this among acquaintances, amongst friends. Now, it can vary a little bit in Germany what is used and where. So for example, if you're working in a startup, it might be different than if you're working in a long-standing multinational, for example. So there can be sort of differences across the country, but also in different companies itself.
Makes sense. So it's not only cultural differences in the companies, but also maybe regarding the application process by itself and the documents you need to hand in. So what are the typical documents you need or should be part of a German job application?
So first and foremost will be your CV, and this will be sort of the key document that you're going to use for your application. Shouldn't be more than 2 sides here in Germany. Longer is not the preference. You might find it doesn't all get read. Second document, your cover letter. Now, I know a lot of people think, in this day and age, cover letters are not so important. This is not the case in Germany. Most companies, so 99% of them are still going to expect you to send a CV and a cover letter together. And if you only send the CV, you've maybe fallen at the first hurdle already because you haven't followed the first instruction or expectation the company has set from you. You might also need to submit further sort of certifications or maybe qualifications that you've acquired. Particularly as an international candidate, you might find they want to see copies of a qualification from your home country, for example, or maybe a language certificate. And one final last important bit could be what we call the Zeugnis, or this are your references from your previous employer. Now, typically here in Germany, this comes in a written form. We don't do as much sort of telephone referees, which can be quite common in other countries. So even if you get a letter from your home country, if it's in a different language, consider getting it translated into either German or English, so this can help your future employer.
So one big topic could be the topic of language. Are there any options maybe also within EU to actually improve my German skills? Because this can be a big of a deal breaker if my German is not good enough for a German company or what they expect me to be on.
This is a question we get asked a lot in the career office. Do I need to know German to be able to work in Germany? What are my chances of finding a job if I have sort of lower German language skills? Now, we're always going to recommend to you it's worth investing in learning German. It's always going to help you, but not even just in the workplace. It can also help you integrate into the culture a little bit more here in Germany, help you feel a little more settled and rooted and more comfortable living here. But for the work environment, it is most certainly going to help you. Even if it is something where you can sort of meet your colleagues halfway, so maybe you've got slightly older German colleagues whose maybe their English skills aren't as maybe strong as sort of young Germans who've learned English from the age of 3-4 years old. If you can sort of meet them halfway, have a bit of a conversation in English, they can use a little bit of German, vice versa. This can help enormously. If you want to stay in Germany for the long term, we would recommend investing in your German and trying to get to the level we call B2. This is where you are considered verhandlungssicher, so you're business proficient. So you can use German quite regularly in your day-to-day work practices.
So what are typical jobs international students can apply for after their studies in Germany?
So you have a working allowance here in Germany when you are a student. So if you want to work part-time alongside your studies, this is absolutely possible.
Nice.
So students can have the choice if they want to do some sort of general work, get a little bit of money in their pocket, you know, finance some things like savings or holidays or your social life, absolutely not a problem. And there are also more specialised kind of jobs that students can do. So working student jobs, these are 20 hours a week. So you could work in finance or operations, marketing, all sorts of different topics. So this is a very, very popular option with students. Another thing that's also super popular is internships. I think Germany's developed a bit of a reputation as sort of the land of internships. So lots of students are interested in doing this towards the end of their studies or just after their studies. And there are plentiful opportunities across the country, again, in really diverse different areas. So you can usually find something that suits your interests and see if this is something you want to pursue in the long term. After your studies, then all of the opportunities open up for you. If you want to work full-time, if you want to work part-time, you know, what kind of field do you want to work in? Are you interested in graduate schemes, doing something like a trainee program? Do you want to launch straight into just full-time work? You've got a wealth of options available to you.
So now I want a job in Germany. Where do I start looking?
Oh, you've got loads of different possibilities at your fingertips. Probably the most popular job portals in Germany would include Stepstone. Indeed is also another very, very popular one. You'll also find things like Monster. LinkedIn is also very popular here, particularly within the international community. So you can find English-speaking jobs on there as well as German-speaking jobs. Just be aware when you're using LinkedIn, it's not just a job portal. You've also obviously got the networking side of it, which you shouldn't really neglect. If you're also interested in things like business networking sites, Xing is also something quite useful. It's kind of like the German version of LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And of course, can't forget IU, we have our own job portal that we make available for students. It's called Job Teaser. So this is where our company partners go to specifically post their job vacancies to our students, also to graduates and alumni. We also welcome them through to things like our events, so you can make contact with recruiters as well. So you've got the jobs board on Job Teaser, you've also got the events to actually network with them directly in recruitment events as well.
Super nice. Yeah, I hope you got a lot more information of the German job market and you're ready to put out your first application to a German company. And don't forget to check out our other videos about careers on the channel.